Welcome back to another New World video. My name is ERFMODE Dan, and today I want to help you choose your faction in New World. In the video today, we'll talk about what factions are, the options that you have. So we'll talk about the different factions that are in the game. We'll talk about the benefits of joining a faction, and then I'll give you 5 ways that might help you choose the faction that you want to join. Okay, so starting with an explanation, what are factions? So factions are organizations of like-minded players and NPCs with their own motives and schemes for the future of Eternum. In other words, think of them like a political party, but with weapons and morals. You'll be asked to choose a faction on the main story quest once you get to around level 10. Once you choose your faction, you'll then have to complete a mission with the faction to pledge your allegiance. Okay, so what are the 3 factions that are in the game? Each faction will have their own set of values, and we'll talk a little bit about what those are. So the Marauders, to start with, they are ruthless. They're a military force bent on establishing a free nation where anyone with the strength and determination to stake a claim can do so. So let's listen to what Uzma Joshi, the Marauders representative, has to say about it.
We are the strongest of the strong. Where others hesitate, we charge head first into the fray. A marauder is rewarded not only in gold, but in the glory of each victory.
So as you can see, they're very barbaric, very fearless, every person for themselves, very much the survival of the fittest mentality. Let's next look at the Syndicate, and they are described as working in the shadows and dealing with secrets. Members of the Syndicate use their boundless guile and intellect in a pursuit of forbidden knowledge. So let's listen to what Elite Jans has to say about the faction.
What subject do you fancy? Astrology, numerology, alchemy, or any of the other sciences for that matter? We are the only ones here who have the acuity to unravel the mysteries of this place. We will learn the secrets of Azoth and its power, and usher in a new era of prosperity for all.
Okay, so some keywords in there. They're very secretive, very intelligent, very knowledgeable. Lastly then, the Covenant are driven by conviction and their faith in the light of the spark. The Covenant fights with righteousness and justice for struggling souls of all living things. Let's listen to what Gilander Dempster has to say about the faction.
Aye, the spark is what gives you life. It's the mover within ye, the purpose, the beliefs that rise you from your bed every morn. The Covenant are the stewards of the spark and of the poor souls who wander in darkness.
So as you can see there, they are the religious group. They are fighting for justice for all and very righteous in everything that they do, according to the Lord Savior. Okay, so what are the benefits of joining a faction? There are a few, I'd say. I think it's really important that you do join a faction, especially if you're looking to take advantage of all the things the game has to offer. Firstly, it allows you to join a company. Now, within each faction, there are multiple companies, multiple companies, and companies are required in order to declare war and govern settlement. So if you choose the right company, it will allow you to get picked for a 50 versus 50 player war. But it also gives you access to a community. You'll find a lot of these companies have pages, whether it be on Facebook or in Discord, that allow the company to come together and chat and engage. And speaking of communities, if you want to join our company, you can jump in the Discord. I'll leave a link in the description below. We'd love to have you there. Okay, another benefit of being in a faction is that you can access faction quests, which give XP, coins, and faction tokens. And faction tokens can be used to buy special weapons, armor, and consumables in the faction shop. Each faction has their own cosmetic style. So this is a really appealing way in which you want to make a decision on which faction to join. You can also flag for PvP, which gives XP bonuses when fighting other players. You can use that to help undermine a faction in a settlement that you're not currently in control of, or it helps you to retain control of a settlement or a region that your faction currently has control of. Another benefit of being part of a faction is that if you are in a settlement that your faction has control over, it gives you a bunch of good things like reduced costs for workshops and fast travel. And you can also help to upgrade the settlement by completing town missions and therefore giving you abilities to increase your skills and your craft. Okay, so next we'll look at 5 ways that you can choose which faction to join. Before we do, if you've liked the video and it's helped you at all, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to sub if you're new. There'll be lots more New World content coming on the channel. Okay, so how can you choose which faction to join? Firstly, you might align to the values. So we talked a little bit about what each faction is about. Maybe there's something that appeals to you there. So pick based on that feeling, that mutual connection. Secondly, you might choose a faction based on who your friends have joined. Now, if you want to do PvP with your friends, that means you have to be in the same faction as them. So that's a pretty big way of deciding which faction to join. If you are the first in your friendship group to join a faction, or you don't have any friends in the game, then another deciding factor might be to choose based on your favorite color, because each of the factions have a color representative. Marauders are green, Syndicate are purple, and Covenant are orange. I personally love purple, even though I'm wearing green. Green or purple, I guess. Okay, connected to the last point, you can choose a faction based on the cosmetic style, because each faction does have their own theme and their own very much their own appearance. And as we talked about in the faction shop, you can choose cosmetics that align to that faction. So maybe that's an appealing factor for you. And lastly, if none of the above worked, then just go with your gut, because in the end, it doesn't really matter. You can change every 120 days, so every 3 months for an Azothy, but you can't join the majority faction, which means you don't really have a choice. You can just join the odd one out. Okay, so let me know which faction you'll be joining in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I will see you very soon, perhaps in a tournament, perhaps on the battlefield, but definitely in the next video. Thanks so much. Peace out. Make good choices.